Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for this update from your coronavirus headquarters. I'm Jordan Fremstad. President Donald Trump unveiled guidelines to reopen the country in 3 phases, but he says it's up to each state's governor to call their own shots about when that should happen. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
We're opening up our country.
President Trump is recommending the country reopen in phases, but only when communities meet criteria, including a decline in cases for 2 straight weeks.
You have very different states. If you look at Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, that's a lot different than New York. It's a lot different than New Jersey. So it's going to be very dependent on the governor.
In phase 1, vulnerable individuals still shelter in place while allowing for a limited return to work with social distancing in place. Phase 2 allows schools to reopen and non-essential travel to resume. And phase 3 is being called the new normal, with vulnerable people still social distancing, but a return to unrestricted staffing at work sites.
Through all phases, continuing the good hygiene practices, continuing the respect for spaces between individuals, because we know that we still have an issue with asymptomatic spread.
The guidelines say a robust testing program should be in place for at-risk healthcare workers, but put the responsibility on the states to deliver widespread testing and contact tracing.
They're going to be doing the testing. It's got to be a localized thing, and it really has been since I've been involved, because I came in and federal government's supposed to do testing of parking lots in the middle of a certain state that's 2,000 miles away. It's ridiculous.
But some states say they need more federal help.
Each state can't come up with its own test. Many of the states are inadequate to come up with their own tests. We need a national program distributed to the local governments.
The administration says testing capabilities are getting better each day, with Dr. Anthony Fauci saying he believes the U.S. should be in good shape by the fall. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now, the National Institutes of Health announced a new partnership Friday to work with the CDC, the FDA, and private companies to develop a national strategy for a coordinated research response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, although many states are implementing plans to lift restrictions, Governor Tony Evers has extended Wisconsin's Safer at Home order until May 26th. As part of the extension, schools will remain closed for the remainder of the academic year. It comes amid growing criticism from conservatives who are pushing Evers and governors in other states to loosen restrictions. Evers did make some adjustments, including allowing golf courses to reopen. He's also allowing non-essential businesses to make deliveries and have curbside pickup available. That includes arts and crafts stores making material available to produce face masks and other personal protective equipment.
The bottom line is that our businesses, our workers, and us as consumers can't be confident if we're not confident about our safety and our health. We can't think of this like flipping a light switch. It's like turning a dial.
The Safer at Home order was originally set to expire on April 24th. At the same time, Governor Evers is telling President Trump that Wisconsin faces $2 billion in revenue losses from the pandemic. The Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce is disappointed in the governor's decision to extend the Safer at Home order. It released a statement that says, in part, quote, "The health and safety of Wisconsinites is of paramount concern to all of us." WMC understood that Governor Evers and his administration had to take action last month to protect lives, but the time has come to also protect livelihoods. We have asked numerous times to have an open discussion about how government and the business community can work together to strategically and safely restart the economy. Unfortunately, the governor chose to ignore thousands of businesses, workers, and their families who were looking for even the slightest glimmer of hope that the economy could reopen, end quote. There are now more than 2,000 positive cases across Minnesota, and there have been at least 111 deaths. 2 new deaths of COVID-19 are being reported in Winona County. Houston County still has 1 case being reported at this time. In Iowa, 1 additional case is being reported in Allamakee County. The entire state now has more than 2,300 people who have tested positive, and 64 people have died. There are over 3,800 positive cases of COVID-19 in Wisconsin, and nearly 200 people from the state have died from the virus. 2 new cases are being reported in Monroe County. There are no new cases in La Crosse County since last Friday. Restaurants in Minnesota are expected to offer beer and wine to go if the House passes a new bill today. The state Senate approved the plan yesterday, which would allow restaurants to sell up to a 6-pack of beer or a standard bottle of wine. You have a chance to help those in need during today's Food Drive Fridays collection. Donations of non-perishable foods will support the Hunger Task Force of La Crosse. Donation locations will be at Valley View Mall, by the La Crosse County Courthouse, and by Big Lots on La Crosse's south side. If you missed today's drive, don't worry. The drives are scheduled each Friday through the end of May. We want to thank you so much for joining us for this coronavirus update, and you can always get the latest information anytime on our website at news8000.com or download our mobile app. We hope to see you tonight at 5, 6, and 10.